listening to the Downtown Community Church podcast. We are currently walking through 20 days of prayer and fasting together to start 2020. Along with this podcast, we are going through a journal as we pray for our community and read the Gospel of John together. You can grab a booklet on Sunday or find a digital copy at downtowncommunitychurch.com or on the DCC Tally app. We hope you enjoyed today's devotional.
Hey guys, welcome to the 20 Days of Prayer and Fasting podcast. This is Ben. I have the honor and privilege of serving as your lead pastor, and I have today's devotion. So one of my New Year's resolutions for 2020 is I'm reading the book of Proverbs every day. It kind of tracks along the month calendar, and so this is a devotion, some stuff that I got out of reading from a couple days ago. And if you know about the book of Proverbs, it's all about wisdom. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7 says this: "The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom, and whatever you get insight." And the reason I love that is because it's very common for me to think, okay, what do I need to do next? Or how do I apply a section of verses to my life? Or what is God challenging me with? I need some help, I need some insight, but very rarely do I actually think, okay, man, I really need wisdom. And what Solomon is communicating here is he's saying, man, the beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. In other words, the beginning of wisdom is realizing that I need to get wisdom, that wisdom is a thing that I need. Wisdom is a thing that I don't have, and wisdom is something I need to ask for. We think of wisdom, or at least I think of wisdom, oftentimes in the context of, I have this overwhelming problem, I don't know what to do, and so I need wisdom. But what he's saying here is more of the everyday life. We all need wisdom. As I started to think about this and process this in my own life, I realized how much of what we do and live out as Christians is in the context of wisdom. For instance, the Bible gives a lot of kind of bumper lanes on what to do, and I think wisdom fills in the gaps between those bumper lanes. So I'll give an example. Paul writes this, and he says, make the most of every opportunity in redeeming the time, because the days are evil. And so the idea of that is, man, I'm going to leverage my life. I'm going to leverage every opportunity I have to make the most of it, to redeem the time, because, you know, we live in a dangerous and an evil time. Well, that looks wildly different for everybody who is listening to this. If you are a stay-at-home mom, if you are in the boardroom, if you are in the classroom, if you are the teacher, if you are the student, if you are in high school, if you're in college, if you're getting your PhD, kind of wherever you are in life, what it means to look at and to redeem the time is going to be totally different. And so we all know generally the biblical principle is leverage your time, your short time here on planet Earth, because how you live matters for the kingdom. But wisdom fills in the gap and says, what does it look like to redeem the time in my life? And here's the question I asked myself: do I actually, on any kind of a regular basis, think I need to get wisdom? I think wisdom is something that I'd like, maybe comes with time and experience, but wisdom isn't something that I think I am constantly in awareness of a need for. But most of life, if we're being honest, is wisdom. And so this verse, chapter 4, verse 7, the beginning of it just says, the beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. The beginning of wisdom is this: to realize that I need wisdom. We would all agree, but how many of us actually pray for that, think about that on a daily basis, that I need wisdom? It ends again by saying this: in whatever you get insight. In other words, in whatever you get, whatever you go for, that wisdom and insight is an incredibly valuable resource. I think if we as believers spent more time thinking about what is the wise thing to do, praying for wisdom in our life, we would be a more holy and helpful people. We would be better lights and better Christians for Jesus. And here's my prayer, and why I say all this near the beginning of this 20-day venture and adventure we're going through as a church. You're going to read a lot of stuff over the next 20 days, a lot of parables, a lot of ideas, a lot of teachings of Jesus, a lot of principles. But wisdom is what helps us to take this ancient document, this God-inspired, God-breathed document. Wisdom is what helps us to take these principles and these ideas from this ancient text to apply them to our modern day life. And so I am praying for you as you go about this journey and this adventure of discovering the book of John together, verse by verse, that God begins to bring out some verses to you and gives you the wisdom to know what to do with the verses that you've just read. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Hope this blesses you in some way, shape, or form. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.